I'm your host, Tim Lann, and today we are here with Tyler Sorensen, who works for an awesome company called AngelList, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that today. So thank you so much for being with us today, Tyler.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
Yeah, so first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of a general overview of AngelList as a company.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a recent graduate from Stanford, graduated last spring, class of 2016, studied computer science and economics, and I am an analyst at AngelList. So a little bit about AngelList. It's basically company startup that helps other startups raise money, recruit, and even launch their products with our recent acquisition of Product Hunt. So as the analyst, I work on that first part, fundraising, handling operations for all of our, or for a portion of our deals, which is a good number of deals, because we're basically like the largest seed investing, early stage investing investor via our syndicates. So yeah, I've been here for about 8 months. It's actually a 1-year program, so I'm almost up, but it's been an awesome learning experience to learn about venture capital and working at a startup.
Awesome, awesome. So how does AngelList as a company fit into the larger industry as a whole?
Yeah, so it's a pretty disruptive model, at least what the team that I work on basically are disrupting the way that VC works in a way. So most VCs, they will maybe do like, you know, a few investments a year because they have a few partners and they need to diligence all their deals. Whereas at AngelList, what we're able to do is basically do venture capital at scale, and when we do this by having the deals sourced to us via what we call syndicate leads, and they will get most of the economics, the upside, if the deal does well, and then we'll get a portion of the economics as well. But by having this network of like 200 plus syndicate leads that are sourcing deals and kind of building their own brand and reputation as a mini VC, we're able to get access into a lot of great deals and yeah, become like a platform for VC, for venture capital investment.
Awesome, very nice. So tell me a little bit about the culture at AngelList. So what have you thought about the culture?
So yeah, the culture is very far on the entrepreneurial, like self-management spectrum. You know, like we say that no one has managers and that everyone's a one-man startup or one-woman startup. And that's definitely been a big part of the culture. You know, like our jobs talent recruiting platform was just kind of a project that someone wanted to do, and then it turned out into like basically our biggest business, into our company's biggest business a couple years later. And there's a lot of examples like that where people have opportunity to kind of work on what they want to work on. So that's been great culture, I think, especially because everyone here is very smart and it works out. But we're getting to a point where the company is so big that trying to add a little more structure we're at about 50, 75 people altogether, including like across fundraising, talent, product hunt.
Cool, very cool. So what opportunities does AngelList provide to interns or recent graduates? So what opportunities are you taking advantage of? And then what opportunities could potentially be available for recent graduates or students that are looking for an internship or a job?
Yeah, so the job I'm doing right now, the analyst program, is, I think, an awesome job if you're a recent grad who is interested in venture capital and startups and wants to do something entrepreneurial. It's tailored towards recent grads. It's a one-year program. We've had a few analysts graduate from the one-year program already, and they've gone on to work at a VC firm, and one of them went on to work at take on a business operations lead role at another startup that's doing very well. And so it's kind of a great jumping off point to do something in Silicon Valley.
Awesome. So what would you tell students that want to work in a position like that? What would you tell them to do while they're at Stanford to get prepared for that?
Yeah. So I'll explain how it worked for me. So I studied computer science. I was interested in going into tech. I also decided to tack on an econ minor because I got interested in finance, and I was really interested in venture capital because it's kind of the intersection of those two, but found it hard to kind of figure out how to get into VC, which is pretty common. So what actually was very helpful for me was via Stanford Alumni mentoring, I actually got hooked up with a Stanford alum who worked in VC, super smart guy. His name is Danny Critton. It's been super helpful to me.
Yeah, he's my SAM mentor as well.
We have talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so talk to Danny. He's
Danny's great.
Super helpful. And he was able to help me set up goals for myself and like strategies to like basically set myself up with internships and network with people and get just get those opportunities in VC, which is kind of ad hoc in the way that those jobs are given. I mean, for so yeah, that was really helpful for me. I was able to get some awesome internships over the summer at IBM Research and at Andreessen Horowitz. And then for AngelList, I just applied online, went through the interview process, which was really great. Just got to learn a lot about the company. And so, yeah, hopefully that is coherent advice. And if you're interested in like engineering roles as well, plenty of engineering jobs too.
Awesome. So what is your favorite part of the job?
Yeah, favorite part of the job is probably getting to learn about these like really interesting hot companies that are just really exciting to know about for a lot of reasons, and being able to kind of see what's working, what makes it interesting investment, and be able to kind of have this large base of companies that I get to look at and compare these compare to get a good like overview of the startup ecosystem and what companies are doing. And then, yeah.
Nice, nice. And then finally, who is the most interesting person that you've met on the job?
Probably, I was most excited to meet Parker Thompson. I've like followed him on Twitter, but I didn't know I was actually following him because he had this pseudonymous account called Startup L Jackson. That was pretty like semi-famous in Silicon Valley. And so it was announced that he was indeed Startup L Jackson. And so it's pretty cool to actually, that I get to work with him, play some ping pong with him. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Very nice. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and telling us about AngelList.